We are slowly transitioning from spring to summer, and it's time to celebrate the beautiful festival of colors, Holi. Hello, it's good to see you again, and in today's video, I am talking about some simple hacks and recipes to welcome your guests for Holi celebration. When it comes to decking up my home for festivals, I prefer keeping it functional and minimal. Here I have simply framed a beautiful pink fabric which I'll use as a base or a tray for my glasses. Coming to recipes, I prefer using recipes which can be prepped one day in advance so that I can also enjoy the festival with my family and friends. For the first recipe, I am using 1 cup of pre-soaked moong dal, and I'm going to lightly saute it with some ghee and cumin seeds. I had developed this recipe back in 2017 when I used to do food blogging, and this has been published on various blogs. Keep making this recipe again and again because it is very easy to prep and it takes off the pressure from the main day, and you can just shallow fry or air fry your kebabs when your guests are about to arrive. Once the raw smell from the dal goes away, then add some salt, minced garlic and saute it for a bit and then let it cool down. We'll transfer the dal mix into the mixie jar and make sure you're not adding water. And if you need water, just make sure you're adding just few teaspoons of water so that the batter is mostly dry. So now our dal paste is ready. As you can see, it is pretty dry. We want to make sure that it is dry so that we can easily bind the kebabs. And now we are going to add some hung curd and spices into it. I'll be mentioning the exact measurement of the ingredients and detailed steps of the recipe in the description box, so do not worry about missing anything. Now for the spices, I am going to add some red chilli powder, black pepper powder and garam masala powder. And if you feel the salt is less, then you can add some salt also at this point before we turn the mix, this moong dal mix into kebabs. Just make sure that all the spices and salt is in perfect quantity. Now we are going to just hand roll our kebabs. You can also refrigerate them overnight and use them next day when your guests are about to arrive. This will ease off the pressure on you, and you can also easily enjoy planning other steps of the hosting. Now for our second recipe, we are just dicing some boiled potatoes into cubes. This is a very simple chaat recipe, and this is a lifesaver, especially for busy moms and working professionals who do not have time to work on elaborate festive meals. This is a lifesaver. You just have to boil some potatoes and some chickpeas and you are done. You'll see it further in the video how I'm going to do it. Now in a bowl, I am going to take some chickpeas, boiled chickpeas and our diced potatoes. These two can be prepped beforehand, like you can do it a night before the main festival so that you are taking off pressure again from the main day. And then I have added the usual chaat suspects, some diced cucumber, tomatoes and onions. And of course, there is no chaat without some tamarind chutney, so I have added some tamarind chutney into this mixture. You can use a ready-made one or homemade one, whatever is suitable for you, followed by some green chutney, and everybody has their own version of green chutney. Some like using coriander, mint and green chili. Some people also like adding some dahi or tomatoes. So try your own version. Everything works with this mixture. And then we'll add some chili flakes, some chaat masala and salt to make it a little more tangier. So it's almost time for our guests to arrive, so I'm going to quickly shallow fry our kebabs. This is not a cutlet or a patty, so we are not going to deep fry them. We are just using a regular pan for shallow cooking them. You can also use an air fryer, whatever is suitable for you. But I like to cook traditionally when we are hosting for a festival. I'm going to just make them a little bit more flat so that they look like proper kebabs. Now I'll quickly prep the table for hosting. I'm using this trinket box for placing my napkins, and I'm going to use a beautiful bright pink napkin since this is a Holi party. I'm going to neatly roll the napkins and place them nicely in the box. You can use any beautiful tray you have, any bowl, any cup. In my previous video, I have also shown how you can use a regular teacup for placing your paper napkins. They look nice, and a little bit of presentation makes a lot of difference. Now let's quickly set up our chaat platter. For chaat platter, I'm using this cheese board. You can use any tray as well. And here comes the hero of our chaat platter. I'm using ready-made basket puris, and trust me, they are so crunchy and they will elevate your chaat like nothing else. I have ordered these from Amazon and I have used them several times for different parties. I make corn chaat, bhel chaat, different kind of chaat using these ready-made puris, and they are such a lifesaver. They save so much time. Now for the topping of the chaat, I'm using regular stuff like some curd, mint chutney and tamarind paste. These ready-made basket puris not only save you time, but they also help you avoid using too many utensils. You can easily assemble a chaat into the baskets. Now in order to add some more traditional touches, I'm using terracotta glasses and matkis, and I will use them as spoon and fork holders. Remember the fabric we had frame initially? I'm going to use that frame as a tray, and I'm going to place some water glasses on it. And I'm using colorful water glasses since this is a Holi party. But if you do not have colored glasses, you can use plain glasses as well. And now it's time to plate our kebabs. Once the kebabs are nicely plated, you can garnish them with some diced onion rings. Onions and kebabs go beautifully together. And we will top it up with some fresh mint. Now for the refreshment, instead of making regular thandai or jal jeera, I am going to make a strawberry iced tea. So here I have taken paste of around 1 cup of strawberries, and I am adding 2 tablespoons of green tea into this, followed by 1 cup of hot water into this, and we will let it brew for at least 5 to 10 minutes. Once our tea is brewed, we will transfer it into a pitcher using a sieve. I'm using strawberry for this recipe because it not only adds color to our festive table, but also it has a very refreshing taste. Since you have played a lot of Holi in the sun, you will enjoy this drink. Now in order to sweeten it, I'm going to add some organic honey into this. You can also use regular sugar, whatever is suitable for you, you can add that. I also want to try some iced peach tea, maybe soon. And lastly, in order to balance out the flavors, I am adding some lemon juice. These easy peasy recipes and pre-planning has made my life so much easier. The table looks good enough to welcome our people, and before moving on to some decorating, I am just doing a final check on our table. Since I am a good host, I'll do a quality check by making one of the basket charts. Can you hear how crunchy is this chart? For serving our iced tea, I'm using a tall glass with some ice cubes. You can completely avoid the ice cubes if you are not feeling it, and adding some strawberry chunks into it, and then we will add our freshly made strawberry iced tea. Love the color of it. It looks so refreshing and welcoming, and top it up with some mint leaves. I have done a quick change of clothes and quickly decking up the entryway with some Holi garlands, adding some organic colors, and we are all set. Hope all of you enjoyed today's video. I'll see you soon. Wishing you a happy Holi.